Let's talk about California's evolving landscape having to do with property taxes. And a few years ago, things changed drastically, and I think some people may not be aware of it, that we used to be able to fill out a document, or you would have filled out the document that I would have given to you if you were in San Diego, and you were a trustee, executor, or an administrator of a loved one's home. There was a document that could be filled out by family members that would keep property taxes at the same rate as your loved one had on their personal home. Hi, I'm Kim Ward. I am a certified probate real estate advisor, and what my team and I do here in San Diego is we help executors, administrators, and trustees with homes in probate or trust administration. We help with the real estate side of an estate. Let's talk about Proposition 13. In 1978, Proposition 13 changed the property tax landscape here in California. It was designed to cap property taxes, meaning that when you own a home, you purchase the home, you have a certain basis, let's say $500,000, and each year, well, let's go back. Your taxes would probably be about $600,000 per year. Instead of your property taxes increasing enormously as our housing prices have gone up, Proposition 13 capped it at being able to go up no more than 2% per year. So if your $500,000 house turned into $750,000 house, your property taxes, and this is good news if you're a homeowner here in San Diego County or your loved one was a homeowner, the property taxes would only increase that 2%. In other states in the United States, property taxes move with the value of the home. Here in San Diego, that wasn't the case, but there's more for me to share with you about the changes in property taxes. And that leads us to the introduction of Proposition 19. Proposition 19 was passed in 2020. It modified the way taxes affect families of inherited homes, and it modified it in kind of a negative way. Proposition 13 actually was great for inherited homes because, like I said earlier, you could keep the property taxes very low of your loved one's home. But Proposition 19 pretty much took that away. Now, there were some benefits of Proposition 19 where people over 55 years old, they had a benefit. It benefited people over 55, disabled people, or people that were affected by a fire or any kind of other disaster, so disaster victims. They can now transfer those low property taxes that they may have to a new home. And in the past, that wasn't the case. And also in some cases, it can actually go across county lines. Let's go back to how this property tax changed because of Proposition 19, how it's going to affect you and the estate. One is that homes that are owned by your loved one that weren't primary residences, well, those are now not going to be able to keep the low property tax at all. So those homes that were not used as a primary residence, well, now upon your loved one's death, they are reassessed at the current market value, and the property tax equal that current market value. And in most cases, that leads to much higher property taxes. Let's talk about the Johnson's family, their dilemma in this exact circumstance. The Johnson family, they inherited a 1950s bungalow that had previously enjoyed very low property taxes, $1,500 a year. That's super low here. Under Proposition 19, unless they use that home as their primary residence, the bungalow would be reassessed upon the date of death at its current market value. And the bungalow is worth $1.1 million. A potential increase of property taxes of a whopping $12,000 a year. This could increase the value of the bungalow. That current market value of that 1950s bungalow would equate to $12,000 a year, which is a whopping $10,500 more than the loved one had been paying in property taxes. Tax experts and real estate people, well, they've looked at Proposition 19 and its mixed effects on all of us. While it benefits some homeowners, like I spoke about earlier, it's definitely not good for inherited homes, even the primary residences. Now, in contrast to the Johnsons, the Reyes family, they came up with a way to keep the property taxes low based on the rules around Proposition 19. The home was a primary residence of their loved one, and the Reyes family determined that one of the family members would move into the home for 1 year, and that way they could keep the property taxes at the original loved one's property tax. That kept the home from being reassessed, and the Reyes family, they were able to keep the home in the family. These changes in property taxes, well, they're reshaping the way families and attorneys look at inherited properties. They're changing the way they do inheritance planning and the real estate decisions that a family makes here in California. If you're in a probate situation, it's really too late to be able to do much about this unless you have a family member, one of the beneficiaries, usually a child of the decedent, move into the home for 1 year to keep the property taxes. And if you're watching this, you might want to do some strategic planning to avoid this situation upon your passing. Thank you for watching. I'm Kim Ward. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell button. And if you have any questions or comments about this video, please put them in the comments. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.